Alright people, what I'm going to do is shoot a video to compare 3 waxes over time. This is one of the cars, so it's going to be 3 waxes, about 3 weeks in time, and 2 cars. You can see the current protection right now. I'm going to use this hood as the test bed, if you will, and then one of these and each panel on each side as the test bed. So you can see the current protection there. You can see the protection on the side. And then you can see the protection on this. The current wax that's on here is actually from a detail shop. I don't know exactly what they use, but I would say whatever it is, it was pretty good. We put this on probably 2 months ago, and it's still doing pretty good. Alright, these are the 3 waxes that I'm going to test. Maguire's Gold Class Carnuba Plus, Turtle Wax Carnuba Cleaner Wax, and then Auto Finesse's Soul line. I think it's their entry line, or like right above their entry line or something like that. But I got that for buy one get one free, so I couldn't pass up on that. And then the polish I'm going to use is, a friend gave me this. It's from P&S Sales. The foam applicator pads, the ultra polish, and then the paint gloss. I'm going to use that to work with the clay bar. That's a Maguire's clay bar. I just keep it in a Ziploc bag so it stays moist, and then I just throw it away as it gets dirty. So that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Then I'll take pictures afterwards. Alright, so these are the products I'm going to use today while I'm cleaning the car. From the right to the left, you see the paint gloss, which I'm going to use as a lubrication for the clay bar. That's from P&S Sales. And then you see the microfiber towels right next to that. That's P&S Sales Extreme Microfiber Cloths. I actually like those. I think they're fairly decent. And then I'm going to use Maguire's foam applicator pads to actually put on the products that I'm going to use. And then I'm going to go over to the polish. I'm going to use P&S Sales Ultra Coat Polish. It's a finishing sort of polish, so I'll put that on, and then I'll move over to the waxes. The Turtle Wax Cleaner, or Turtle Wax Carnuba Cleaner Wax. Then Maguire's Gold Class Carnuba Plus Liquid Wax, and then Auto Finesse's Soul line of wax is what I'm going to use. I got that as a buy one get one free. And then when I clean the wheels, I'm actually going to use Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. And then just as a little side note, you see the Maguire's Supreme Shine microfiber cloth. I actually bought a 3-pack. Don't buy them. I don't like them. This is what it looks like. Try not to put it on the ground, but this is what it looks like. I just don't like the towel when it came with a tag. So I don't know. I don't like it. I used 2 of them actually. Didn't impress me. Just, from me to you. Alright, so here we go. As I'm looking at the vehicle, the left side is the Carnuba wax, and that is actually on top of the hood and the left fender. And then in the middle section, that is the Maguire's Carnuba Gold Class Liquid Wax that is going down the middle and the front face of the car, including the area under the grille. And then on the right side, as I'm looking at the car, that's the Auto Finesse, and it's on the right fender as well. Just from applying the 3 so far, I'll tell you that the Turtle Wax is probably the hardest to put on. The Auto Finesse is, it goes on so easy. I didn't even know. I had to actually check to see if it was actually applying. Alright, 4 hours later, finished product. Again, like I said, we'll test this over time, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, to see how it performs. I'm really looking for the best protection here, not much else, if you will. Here we go on the Lexus. This car is about 4 years old, so I think this will be an even better test. Unfortunately, this car is white, so you may not actually see or you may not actually get to see the benefits, once it's cleaned up. But the same logic with this. Gonna wash the car, then dry it off, then clay bar the car. From the clay bar, we'll polish it, and then we'll wax it and go from there. I'm showing you the current level of protection right now, as I call it, and then I'm gonna throw the 3 waxes on the car, and go from there, and then we'll be able to compare them. Right now I'm going to spray a little more water on the car, just so you can see. I'm not sure if you can see that because this car is white, but you can see the water's running off, some beads, and runs off. I think what's on here right now is turtle wax, but I think after I do this comparison, I probably won't use the turtle wax anymore. I'll go with either the Meguiars or the Auto Finesse, just depending on which one of those two performs the best. Alright, so this is the car all washed up. Use the bucket with the grit guard. I just really use their water, so I try and come here in times when it's not full, because they get irritated if you're just using their water to wash your car and you take 10 to 15 minutes to do so. So it's starting to rain, so let's get back home, dry it off. I only took this chance because I have a 2-level garage spacing available in the apartment complex that I live in. I knew it was going to rain today, so hopefully that'll help this test out. We'll get this thing dried and cleaned up and waxed, and then get it out in the rain and see what it looks like. Alright, we're about to start the drying and cleaning process. These are the products that I'm going to use. Got a bucket full of brand new microfiber towels from various organizations or companies. Going to also be testing those out to see which ones work the best. I really like the Maguire's, I don't know what it's called, but waffle towel. I really like that, even though it's not microfiber. I like that towel because of the size and the amount of water that it can absorb. But we'll do the claying first. I'm going to use the remnants of my Maguire's clay bar, and then I got this clay bar here from a friend. That's from P&S Sales out in San Francisco, California. I've used one before. It's a tougher clay, a harder clay, so hopefully it'll help me pull a lot more dirt off. And I'm going to use the quick detailer and either the Showtime and or the Showtime product from Mother's as my lubrication for the clay bar. Then when I use this product right here. This also came from the same friend. It's a multi-dressing from P&S Sales. I use that on the bottom parts of the running panels, if you will, of the car or the SUV, to keep that shine. And then we'll do after the claying, we'll go into the polish, the same polish I used on the other car, the ultra fine polish, and then we'll wax. I'll do the left side with the turtle wax, the left side of the hood and the fender, and then the remainder of the car I'm going to use the Maguire's Gold Class Carnuba Plus Premium Liquid Wax, and then the right side of the car will be the Auto Finesse Soul line. And then I'm trying to get rid of this tire foam stuff. I'm not going to use it anymore, but I'm trying to get rid of it, so I'll use that on the tires. Alright, this is the last step of polishing. I just have the hood left on this vehicle. One thing I wanted to throw out there is out here in South Korea it's very humid during the summertime, so the polish might not actually dry, or you will have to wait a really long time. And what I'm noticing right now on the polish that I'm using, the P&S Sales Ultra Fine Polish or Ultra Coat Polish, is you wait about 3 to 5 minutes and just wipe it off, because even when you touch it, you'll see moisture building up on top of the polish. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that if you look right here, go up that way, you can kind of see the line. I've done the right hand side, that's where the polish is. I'm waiting on the polish to dry, and while it may look like it's dry, if I touch it, well, I guess you won't be able to see anything. If I touch it, it'll actually come off of my hand really wet. And if I get really close to it, yeah, you can't see that. If I get really close to it, I can actually see moisture building up on top of the polish. So just a tip from me to you if you actually live out here in South Korea when you're polishing and or waxing your car. Alright, the car is all polished. One last tip from me to you. If you can spring it, if you can afford it, buy a machine polisher. I'm sorry. Polishing by hand, I'll tell you, this is probably the 3rd time I've done it. And more I see the reason, or I see the need for a machine polisher. Because you can't polish large panels or in large amounts, because it'll dry too fast. Even though out here, right now, it's not necessarily drying. It's kind of humid, if you will. So it's trying to dry, but there's a moisture buildup on top of it. But if you get caught in between that time frame where it's dry and ready to buff, and that time where it's dry and it's going to stick, it's going to suck. You're going to actually scratch your car. And I've done that a couple of times in the past 2 days, trying to get it off. using the microfiber towel with an edge. I'm waiting on the towels to come out here that don't have the edge, but I'll tell you just what I'm seeing right now. This is just more of a reason to buy a machine polisher, because even if it was a dry, it would be no issues with the machine polisher to just buff that, or get that stuff off there. So moving on to the wax test now. The left panel, so this fender, if you will, and the left side of the hood is going to be the Turtle Wax, Carnuba cleaner wax, and then the center of the hood, if you will, is going to be the Maguire's Gold Class Carnauba Plus liquid wax, and the rest of the car I'm actually going to use that product to do the rest of the car. And then the right side of the hood, this, if you will, this line right here, the right side of the hood, and then the right fender, I'm going to use Auto Finesse Soul. Something I saw last night, it seemed like the Maguire's liquid wax actually came off easier than the other two products. And if that's the case, then I'll put those two against each other again, the Auto Finesse and the Maguire's again, to see which one I like better, and that's the one I'll probably go with. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use the Turtle Wax anymore after this. I just want to do the test to keep it consistent. So I did that with the other car, so I'm going to do it with this car, and I think it's good because this car is older, so maybe it'll have a different effect. But you'll see how it looks, or how they actually do on a new car that you would probably think wouldn't need as much protection in an older car. That does need some extra attention and some extra protection. So we'll see how it goes. I'll get these cars waxed up. It'll probably take me another 30 minutes to an hour. And if it rains, I'll drive it out tonight in the rain, bring it back, take some pictures. If it doesn't, I'll ride around with my camera, and hopefully when it rains, I can actually get some pictures of it. All right, we got the three products put on the test areas: the left fender, the right fender, and the hood. Again, the left side is Turtle Wax Cleaner Carnuba Wax. The middle area, if you will, and the rest of the car is going to be the Maguire's Gold Class Carnauba Plus liquid wax, and then the right side is the Auto Finesse, the Soul line, if you will. And I will tell you, just from putting the three products on right now, I'll tell you that the Carnauba or the Turtle Wax, yeah, I'm probably not going to use it anymore. I'll gift that out to someone. And the Auto Finesse Soul line and the Maguire's Gold Class, I'll keep those two. But I'll tell you what I've experienced so far is the Auto Finesse, the Soul line, at least, I can't speak for all of them, it's actually harder to get off. It's about the same as the Turtle Wax. It just has a better smell. So to me, the Maguire's, the liquid wax, comes off it comes off with ease. You just lay the microfiber rag on top of it, and it's like it wants to just throw itself onto the microfiber rag. But the other waxes, you actually have to put some effort into getting them off. And like I said before, if you get into that zone where it's actually drier than it should be, you're actually going to end up having to rub, if you will, and you'll probably end up scratching your paint. So if you're using at least my experience right now, if you're going to use the Auto Finesse line, use it in small areas. Apply in very small areas and just wait. Wait for it to dry and then buff off. Don't try and do a large panel and think you can just go back to the end and go, because if it dries, you're going to end up having the rub. Or at least that's what it's like out here right now at this time. I'm not sure if that'll change, with the weather, when it's not as humid, or when it's a colder or, a less humid day, maybe it won't act like that. But what I'm seeing right now is the Maguire's wax, which is about $50 cheaper, is, in my opinion, easier to take off. Now, the more important and easier to put on also, because it's a liquid wax, so you just pull it onto the applicator. The Auto Finesse is actually it's more of a hard, solid wax, so you have to kind of spoon it out and then put it on. So you got to be careful, make sure you're not putting a whole lot, or making the applicator too wet with the product, as they say. But back to what I was saying, I got the Auto Finesse Soul line. I got it as a buy one get one free. It was $69, and the second one came for free. I'm actually surprised at the Maguire's liquid wax. It was literally $19. It came in a value pack. It came with the wax and the instant show or something like that, an instant detailer, I believe, and a very nice microfiber towel.